So I think that it's the beginning of fall, right? Yeah, we're getting through this new season, so you'll notice some changes in your body. You know, changes in your sleep and your energy and digestion, all those things. Like I said before, our bodies go through a change too. So we'll have a practice that will just help to support that, keep us grounded through it all. And we're actually starting to move into a time where we start to go inward a little bit more. So this will be a practice that's maybe a little bit more quiet, spending some time in postures a little bit longer. At times we'll have a little flow, but it's still very methodical and very aware, very conscious based movement. So let's start seated. I'm going to go to my mat, and you can start in a chair or start on a couple of blocks and really stack yourself if need be, especially if you're feeling really tight in your hips and low back area this morning. So basically what I'm looking for you to have is a nice long spine. So sit as tall as you can, wherever that is for you. We'll start with some breathing, just to help to balance out the nervous systems a little bit, to allow ourselves to arrive into our bodies and into our practice. Sometimes when we're busy doing stuff, we forget we even have a body. Right? We're so in our minds, so thinking about this and that we forget that we're in these bodies. So we're going to make that transition, moving in from so much chatter into the body. Okay, so Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Let's start first by just closing down your eyes and take a few rounds of deep belly breaths. So right away it sends this message, to just be present and to be here and to relax. Allow the bottom teeth to move away from the top teeth, and allow your tongue to relax. Let's all, before we begin our alternate nostril breathing, bring the hands to the heart center, helping us to bring more of that energy down into the heart, into the body. And it's a wonderful time to set any intentions that you want to for your practice today. And I'd like to welcome you all. Thank you for your patience as trying to figure out the Zoom sometimes. But thank you, and thank you for being here. Okay, namaste. And have a nice practice. Okay, so placing the right thumb on your right nostril and gently block off that passage, and then take a nice deep inhale through the left side. Using your ring finger, close down that left side and open up the right, and exhale. Inhale deeply through the right side. Using the thumb, block off the right, open up the left, and exhale, nice and long and steady. And then a nice deep inhale through the left side. Pausing with the breath, closing down the left, open up the right, exhale. Inhale through the right. Taking your time, exhaling through the left. Continue on your own, taking a full cycle of breath out each side. Make sure the spine is nice and long and your shoulders are relaxed. So we have one more minute here. And see if you can start to notice the temperature of the breath as it enters the nose and exits. Keep that going, we're almost there. And try to lengthen, elongate the breath now. A little longer, a little richer. And then we're in our final round, and please finish up by exhaling through the left side. And then once you're complete, just relax the hands on your thighs and breathe in and out the nose. Good, and then let's just, again, renew the length of your spine, and then just drop your chin down towards the chest, stretching the back of your neck. And then we'll start to look up and as far back that's comfortable for you. Just moving through flexion and extension of your neck. Exhale, bring your chin down towards the throat. Squeeze a little bit into the chest. And on your inhale, you look up and as far back that's comfortable. And exhale, squeeze the chin down. So stay with that, just a few more rounds. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then we'll make our way into a neutral neck and then look over the right shoulder. Don't force it, just look as far over that's comfortable and keep your left shoulder back. And then let's do that on the other side. Look over the left, keeping your right shoulder back. Notice the difference. And now let's bring the breath into this movement. Inhale, look over to the right. Full belly breath, and exhale over to the left. So keep that going, and the most important thing is to synchronize your breath to the movement. So focus on your inhale, really expanding through the ribs, through the belly, and then as you exhale, squeeze the navel in and empty out all the air. So you make room for that next full in-breath. And you're just creating a nice, steady cadence. And let's do one more round. It's a place we hold so much stress, so much tension accumulates here. And then coming back to center. Good, let's take the right ear, right shoulder. Stretch your left fingertips right alongside the floor if it's comfortable for you, creating even more of an opening. And then let's do that on the other side. Bring your left ear, left shoulder, stretch your right fingertips right alongside your hips on the floor. Good, and let's just take that a couple more times, going side to side. Just real gentle, not forcing this stretch at all. If anything, you're honoring the resistance. And let's go one more time, side to side. Very nice. And then come back to center and just check in with how that felt. Which side was tighter? Which side was more open? And then we'll start this little circle with the nose. So just circling the nose right out in front of you, like you're following your nose around the clock, touching each number. And then if it feels okay for your range, start to create a bigger circle. And then notice what's happened to the breath. You probably stopped breathing, so just keep the flow going. Come back to it. And let's reverse that circle. So just going 4 or 5 times around the other way. And then finishing up that circle, come back to center. Just take a full cycle of breath here. And then we will transition onto hands and knees. So go ahead and cushion up your knees if you need to with your blanket or towel. Sometimes that's a little nicer for our knees. And then coming into tabletop position, make sure the hands are spread nice and wide and really pressing down through the inner edges of the hands, the thumb and the first finger. And then let's stretch the right foot back. So you're going to be on the ball of your right foot, nice and straight. And then press back through your heel, just so you get a nice stretch through your calf muscle and Achilles. Maybe even up into the knee. And then let's roll to the wrist, shoulders over the wrist, and roll to your toes. And then pressing back through the heel. So take that a few more times, just rolling forward and back. Good. And then let's just come back kind of midway on the foot. Keep the weight on that right hand and lift the right leg up, toes facing down, and start to lift and lengthen through the left arm, right alongside the ear. Moving into spinal balance here. Try to stretch your limbs apart as if someone was pulling your leg and Shyla is pulling on your arm. And then take another full breath there. And then we'll set everything down. Good, and let's circle through the hips just a few times, one direction. Just loosening things up and increasing circulation. And then let's go the other way. Come back to center. Before we do the other side, let's turn our fingers out to the side. I'd like your hands pretty wide, more towards the edges of your mat, so that the heels of your hands are on your mat, your fingers are off. Start to shift to the right and then up and over to the left. So taking this lateral side to side movement, getting into the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, the shoulders, even into the neck. Good, and then come back to center, turn your fingers to face straight forward again, and then re-engage them. Make sure you're really spread wide, anchor down. Take your left leg back, toes on the mat. Nice straight leg, and then just press through the heel of your foot. Feel that nice stretch. And then roll into the toes. So your legs stay super strong and straight. We don't want your hips to come down or bend your knee. We're just really isolating through the ankle and the toes. Good, and then come back about midway, kind of neutral, and then lift the left leg up, toes facing down. And start to lift your right arm up, stretch long. So remember, Shyla is back there pulling on your leg. And I'm pulling on your arm, so you're stretching long, limbs apart. Draw the navel in and up for stability, support. Taking one more breath here. And then setting everything down. Nice, and now this time bend up the knees, or your knees are bent, but bend the feet up. So bring your feet up towards your glutes. And then bring your legs to the right. So you're gonna look over the right shoulder and actually try to see your toes. And then we'll sway to the other side, over to the left. Look over the shoulder, try to see your toes. And then again, side to side. Just moving side to side. You'll feel this in your waist area. It's really kind of surprising how sensitive that can be. Very tight. Okay, one more time. And then just lower those legs down. Good. You can walk your knees in a little bit. We're going to turn our hands out to the side and then continue to face them all the way back towards the knees. So you may have to shorten up your stride, your distance between your hands and knees. And then we'll just do little circles around the palms of your hands, or you can move forward and back. Whatever feels right for you. Maybe try both. Take another 10 seconds here to open up the wrist, the forearms. Very nice. And then let's turn the hands back around and let's find our way into child's pose. So reaching the arms way forward, hips way back, and allow your forehead to rest on your mat. And then start to move the head side to side, so you're massaging all along the brow, the forehead area. So just massaging that forehead. We hold a lot of stress there too. And then lift the hands up so that your palms are facing towards the front of your mat. And then just make a strong fist with your hands. Open the hands wide and make a strong fist. So do that a few times. Good. Place the hands down and then walk the hands all the way to the right. Keep the hands about shoulder width apart. And then as you inhale, come up into a cow pose to the right. Lift the chest, lift your seat, And then go into a cat back, round the spine. Keep that left hand plugged in as you bring the left hip back towards your left heel. Let's take that cat-cow variation to the side. Inhaling as you come up. And exhaling as you round and push back. It actually feels amazing. It's a really good stretch all along the side and underneath the armpit. Places where we get really tight and sticky. Let's do one more. Good, and let's walk back to center and then on over to the other side. Keeping the hands again shoulder width apart. Keep your right hip back firmly. And then as you inhale, cow pose to the side. As you exhale, cat pose, and pull that hip back. And keeping that flow going on your own. Just a few rounds. Should feel really good. And we have one more. Very nice, you guys. And then walk back to center. And then let's come back up into tabletop, please, hands and knees. For another cat-cow variation, keep your hands exactly as they are underneath your shoulders. And then take your right hand and just cross it over the left. That's all you're doing, crossing it over the left. And then inhale into cow. And exhale, push into the heels of your hands and round into cat. Continue that on your own. So I love these variations of cat-cow. They get into all those little hard to reach places. So just enjoy the different experience. Let's take one more round. And then very nice, let's take that right hand, place it underneath your right shoulder, and then we'll take the left hand, cross it over the right, and then do your cat-cows here. It's actually pretty interesting. One more round, please. Good, and then let's come back into tabletop, and now walk your hands way forward for puppy pose. Stretching the armpits down, the heart down. Maybe you can even invite in just a little bit more quiet, a little more peace. Just enjoy this time that you've carved out for yourself. Good, and then we're going to make our way into Sphinx pose. So if you want, you can just drop your elbows and slither your way through and come into Sphinx, or get there however you can. Spread the hands nice and wide. And I want the ears to be right over the shoulders, so drop your shoulders down and lift your head up. Chest reaches forward, legs reach back. Good, and then from here, let's go ahead and drop your head. And just let the head roll a little side to side. Just little half circles. . for Sphinx. And then now we're going to transition into human traction. So lower yourself all the way down and reach the arms forward above your head, about shoulder distance apart, palms facing in towards each other. Curl your toes under and lift your kneecaps up so you feel you're stretching through the legs, you're stretching through the arms, forehead down. And again, just energetically pull yourself apart. Very nice. And then let's just stack the hands underneath your forehead. Stretch your toes back. And then lift your feet, bend your knees, and then start to circle the legs around, back, and around the other side. So just big circles with your lower legs. And then reverse that circle. This all should feel really good in the low back. Good, and then stretch your legs all the way back. And then just slide your right knee out to the side. So you're gonna bend your knee and bring it out to the side, about hip height. So hopefully you can see me here. You want to get your inner thigh, really stretch it long. So try to slide your leg out away from you a little bit more. You could flex your foot. You could also cushion your knee. And then we're gonna bring the hands outside your mat, on your fingertips, elbows high. This is a variation of cobra. Inhale, start to lift up across your chest. It doesn't matter how high you go. And then exhale, lower down nice and slow. And then inhale, rolling up. This might be totally different for you. Exhale, lower down. And one more time, inhale. Try to keep your pelvis down. And exhale. Good. Then from there, this is also very interesting. Come up into Sphinx and take that left arm, you have your right knee out, correct? I think your right knee's out. So take your right arm and thread it behind the left. So you're gonna just land on the shoulder, or just wherever feels good for you. You're gonna get into that thoracic area, that upper back, around the shoulders. So try to get that arm way underneath you. And now you are a human pretzel. Truly, like this can be kind of intense, so go slow and breathe. Slide that arm back to Sphinx, and then stretch that right leg back behind you and place your hands back underneath your forehead and just give your hips a little sway, kind of a little rock side to side, shaking that out. And then we'll do that on the other side. So slide that left knee out to the side, in line with your hip. Maybe cushion the knee if you need to. And then pop up onto your fingertips, elbows high, and start to inhale as you peel the chest up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale up. We're actually getting a really deep stretch in the psoas. Exhale down. And one last time. Don't force anything, just go slow. Exhale down. And then back into Sphinx with that same leg. Just keep it where it is. And then take your left arm now and thread it behind the right. And And you're just gonna kind of lean into that shoulder a little bit. Good. Make sure you're relaxing into it the best you can. I know it's a very different shape. So give yourself some time to explore it. See what feels the best for you. And then we'll gently slide out of that. And then go ahead and slide your legs back straight. And then bring the hands under the shoulders, push back through child's pose. Stretch out the low back, and then let's flow with a little cat-cow variation. Inhale up through a cat back, and at the very end, lift your chest, lift your face, lift your seat. Exhale, round the spine and push back to child's pose. Let's take that a few times. Inhale up, lift your chest, lift your seat. Exhale, start to round and push back to child's. And take that a couple times on your own. And one more time. Good, and then back up to tabletop, hands and knees. Let's take the right arm up, so into a twist here. Circle the right wrist, and go the other way. And then let's thread this arm right behind the left and get on the back of that shoulder. So very similar, just a different shape. Sometimes this is called thread the needle. And just take several breaths there. Very good, and then let's lift back up. Open the right arm back out to the side and up towards the ceiling. And this time bend your elbow and wrap it around the base of your spine. Try to slide your hand closer to your outer left hip. Push down in the left arm and twist your chest open, opening up the shoulder. And then very gently release that hand back underneath the shoulder. And then we'll go to the other side. Left arm up and circle the left wrist a few times one direction. And then go the other way. And then let's thread the needle. Reach way underneath, way underneath. And please be aware that you're not collapsing on that shoulder, but actually push away. Push into the shoulder, into the floor, so you feel a little more resistance. And take 3 more breaths. Good one. And then we'll come back up, lift that left arm out to the side and up again. And then bend your elbow and wrap it around the base of your spine. So again, that bottom arm, you're pushing against it and you're reaching towards your outer right hip with your left hand. push against it so you twist. Neck is long. Good, and then gently release that hand down. Let's take a few big circles with our hips. That always feels good. Very nice, and then let's make our way into downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, lift up and back, and then just press through each foot, just pedaling side to side. Get the hips moving. And then find a stillness here in down dog and just hold for about 3 breaths. Full body stretch here. And then let's walk the hands back towards the feet. So go slow, take it easy. Once you're there, you can bend your knees quite a bit and just relax the upper body. On your next inhale, let's bring the hands to the front of your shins and push your chest out, lengthening through the crown of your head, and then folding down as you exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach and lengthen out, and exhale, fold. Hands on the hips, elbows back. Push down through your feet and come up with a nice flat back. And then relax the arms into Tadasana. Take a few moments here. And just notice how you feel. I'm going to move my blanket off to the side. I'm going to face you for this one. So bring the fingertips on your shoulders, thumbs behind. This is a little different than we normally do. So we're just going to go through more side bending. So bring your right elbow up and left elbow down and look up towards the right elbow. And then we'll do that on the other side. Right elbow down, left elbow up, and look up towards the left elbow. And try to touch the ceiling with your elbow. Good. And then we're just going to go back and forth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is surprisingly opening, right, in the ribs, the whole side body. So keep going a couple more times. Good, and then coming back to center, reach the arms out wide, flip the fingers up. So you're pressing through the heels of your hands. Good, take your legs out a little bit wider, so you're more like a 5-pointed star here. And then stretch through your fingers like you're trying to touch the wall on either side. Okay, bend your right knee and start to lean over to the right side and lift your left leg up. So we call this fallen leaf in honor of fall. And you can take the arms a little wider. So bringing that right arm down a little bit more and just find your balance. Good, and then coming out, you're gonna bend your right knee and just step that left foot back to the star. Okay, how was that? Now bend into your left knee, lean over to the left, and then push off. Bring that left arm down a little bit so you're open wide across your chest. Checking out your balance. Fallen leaf.
keep practicing. Have fun with it. Okay, and coming out, bend your standing knee so you can land gently. Nice, bring the hands to the heart. Turn your toes out about 45 degrees. And make sure you've got a good distance between your legs, about 3 feet apart. And then just bend into the knees and then come back up again. Hands at the heart, bend into the knees and come back up. So check out the knees. What are they doing? Are they caving in? Just encourage them to go out as you sink into the hips. So do that a few times. Just getting some heat and some warmth around the larger muscle groups. And then we'll just settle down into that goddess pose. Bring the arms out wide into cactus. Good, and a cat-cow variation here. So round the spine, bring the forearms together, chin to chest. And then inhale, open wide, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, round, pull the belly in, touch the forearms. And then one more time, inhale, cactus, lift your chest. And exhale, round. Good, place the hands right on top of your thighs towards your knees and then just push your knees out. So now you're really getting into the inner thighs and take a little sway to the right and to the left. That should feel amazing, especially if you've been sitting a lot or just have tight inner thighs. And then we'll do a little twisting from here. So push into the left knee, push it away from you. So you dip that left shoulder down towards your inner right knee and look up over the right shoulder. And then coming back to center. And now press that right knee away from you and twist towards the left. And then back to center one more time. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, and then pull the tail underneath you around your spine and rolling all the way up. Reaching the arms out. Let the head come up last. Take a deep breath here. And then turn those right toes to face towards the short edge of your mat. Your back foot will be parallel to the edge of your mat. Bend into that front hip and back straight again. And just doing that a few times. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. So take a look, make sure you're not looking like this. Every time you bend, you're reaching out like this. This is about balance, so you want to be stretching equally and your legs are working equally. So you're just dropping down into the center and not reaching out to the right. So just practice that. And if you don't have a wide enough stride to where your front knee lands over the heel, you want to widen your legs a little bit. And maybe don't bend your knee as deep. So those are some key points. I want you guys to stay really safe in your knees. So make sure you're not looking like this. You see my knee is over or way over my toes. This is going to be problematic. So give yourself a little more space and don't bend as deep. Okay, find your warrior two. And just work all those key points. You know, look down. Do you see the tops of your toes? Hopefully. That's what you want. Just a little. Take it into reverse warrior. Bend your knee deeper as you reach back into a side bend. Good. And then inhale, straight legs and arms. And exhale, rebend back to reverse warrior. Couple more times. Inhale and exhale. And last time in and out. Good. This time come up, straight legs and arms. This time reach out over that straight leg. So first get nice and long. Stay here. And you're gonna look back at your left fingers and reach back. See if you can get your waist to move. Reach out forward, lengthen. Good. And then reach out back, reach back. This is the last time. Reach out and hold. Hold here. And then just lightly place that bottom hand down and top arm up. So I say lightly because I don't want you just to collapse on this leg and rely on it. Use your leg strength. Use your core strength and pull everything up and in so you feel light, buoyant. Looking up is optional. Looking down is also an option. And then bend your right knee to come out into warrior two. Good. Then from here, just straighten up the legs, relax. Turn your right palm to face forward and left palm to face back. And then do the opposite. Rotate the palms. And we're gonna go side to side a couple times and try to facilitate this movement from your shoulders. So you can see I'm kind of moving along with it. Good. This is such good for the rotation. So good for the rotation of your shoulders. One more time. Good. And then relax the arms. Good. Roll the shoulders up and back. Up and back. Good. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. And then bring your arms out wide. And now we have to practice on this side. Remember to drop your weight down in the center as you bend your knee and not reaching out. So try that a few times on your own. Just bending and straightening. Get your proper stance for your body. Take your time. Just want you to stay safe. So once you find your warrior two, make sure you can see the tops of your toes just a little bit. Settling in here, relax and breathe. And then go right into reverse warrior. Bend your knee deeper and reach back. Oh, feels so good. Then inhale, come up, straight legs and arms. And exhale back, reverse. Keep that going on your own, a couple more times. You're probably noticing a theme in this practice today. A lot of side body work. And that in Chinese medicine is related to the liver and gallbladder meridian. So this is a time of year we want to detoxify and help our bodies out. The next time you have straight legs and arms, go ahead and stay there. And then reach out over that straight leg. And then reach back. Try to get your waist to move forward and back. And then the next time you're forward, stay forward. And then just lightly place the left hand down and top arm up. Use your legs, use your core, and use your mind to stay calm. Good. Bend your knee to come out, warrior two. And then straighten up the legs, bring your hands on your waist. Turn your left toes in and heel ball, heel ball, heel ball, all the way until you get your feet right underneath your hips. And then bring your fingers back on your shoulders, thumbs behind. And now we'll circle, our normal, that we normally do, big circles. I love the variations though. I love adding new things to kind of help us get to know our body a little bit more, you know, see what's going on. And then go the other way. We don't want to go on autopilot. A lot of times we get so familiar with the pose and we just check out thinking about our grocery list. So it's really good to just change things up a little bit. And then let's relax the arms. Good, give them a little shake out. And then let's turn to face towards the front edge of your mat. So we're just gonna really kind of shake things up a little bit. We're gonna just start to pump the heels. So just lift and lower the heels, lift and lower. kind of buoyant, soft bend in your knees, and let your arms and everything, all the muscles and everything just kind of shake. Try to be relaxed with it and maybe even shake out the hands. So don't try to control it. Let your body go with it. And then maybe a few times, just let the mouth be open and relaxed. Sigh it out. Good, and then let's take it into a little swing to the side and let your arms just go along with the ride. Very nice, and then slowly come back to a still point. Take Tadasana, palms roll forward. I just want you to close your eyes and just notice what you feel for 3 breaths. Good. And then on your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms out and up and then interlace the hands. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling, like you're pushing it away from you. Pressing down through the heels, pressing up through the hands. And then take it up and over to your right as you exhale. Come back to center, renew the length, stretch up, and then over to your left. Exhale. And then one more time like that, up and over. And last time, up and over. And then back up through center. Good, take the arms all the way down and behind you. Interlace the hands, open up the chest. And then gently release. Give your arms a little shake. So keep your straps close by. You may need this for the next shoulder opener, Gomukhasana. And I really like this a lot for the neck and the shoulders. So we'll go slow, and I'm trying to think the best way. I'll face you to start. And all you're going to do is take your right arm and bring it back behind you. So it looks like this, palm facing out. And then we want to eventually try to crawl the fingers towards the center of your back. You may only get to here, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? If I was showing you my other side, look at the difference. I can't go any more than that. This side's my flexible side. So you're gonna have that too. So just find a place that feels really good stretch. And then take your eye gaze now and look away from that bent arm. So just look towards the left shoulder. And bring your chin down. So you can feel all this on the side, the levator scapula, the neck, the side of the neck, the shoulder. It's getting a nice stretch. And then without even using your strap just yet, just bring your head back to center. Take your left arm up. And just bend your elbow so that the hand drops right behind your head. And then you're just eventually trying to get your hands closer together. You may be able to touch them, but don't worry if you can't. So without the strap first, let's just hold here and just see where you are. And I find that sometimes the head goes off to the side. Mine does that too. So just try to bring your chin back to neutral and really get that elbow behind your head the best you can. Breathe, relax. And then very gently release that. Give your shoulders some shrugs, some circles, maybe one at a time or both together. And then go the other way. Okay, nice. And let's take the other side. So now the left hand, you're just gonna crawl it behind, palm face out. See where you are.
So for me, it's my right. I'm mirroring you. This is not a good side for me. But such a good pose to practice. Okay, so I'm just doing the best I can here. Bring your chin now towards your opposite shoulder. And look down. So you create that nice stretch. So breathe. And then you bring your head back to center, but keep your arm there. And then lift the right arm up right alongside the ear. Bend your elbow and bring the hands, towards each other. They may not even get close. That's okay. Try to lean the head back a little bit. Maybe crawl things closer together. Such a good one. And again, the more you can relax into this, the more opening you'll get. Good, and then we'll just release very gently, very gently. You can circle out however you like, either hands down and just shoulders, or maybe you like that one. So just whatever you want, just to get some of that tension out. Give your arms a little shake. Okay, so now we know where we are, right? Now you know which side needs a little help. So we'll go to the other side again. Okay, this time we're going to go right into Gomukhasana. So slide your right hand back as far up as it will go. Grab your strap if you need it. I'll show you how that looks. And just holding the strap into your left hand. And then bend your elbow, let the strap dangle behind you. And then bend your elbow. You're just going to grab a hold of the strap with both hands. And use this top left hand to pull your right one up a little bit more. And then you can start to crawl them closer together as you're ready. Make sure the head is pressing back and the head is neutral. How are we doing? Very good. Yeah. Don't worry about how close the hands get. That may never happen in your lifetime. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You just want to feel something. Breathe deeply and relax. And then very gently release. Sometimes you feel a little achy after that. Let the strap just drop off to the side. And then now try this. Right arm up and all the way back in a big circle. And then left arm forward and up and all the way back. And just do that one more time. Right side. And then left side. Okay, give your arms a shake. Ready for the next side. So we'll take the strap now, let it just hold on to it in your right one. Bring your left arm up, bend your elbow, and then just reaching down close to you as you can. This is my tight side. Actually, sorry, I had that wrong. You're right. I was looking at me like, what are you doing? Okay, so bring the strap into the straight arm, your left arm. And then just slide your right arm back. Or whichever side. I'm getting confused on rights and left. I apologize. Yeah, you got it. So whichever side. I'll tell you, it's hard to mirror, you guys. And get the right and the left right. Okay, hold on to the strap and then gently use that top arm to pull up the bottom hand just a little bit closer together. Whichever side you're doing, it's just the opposite side. And then try to get that elbow wedged behind your head and keep your chin level. And breathe. Breathe a lot. Notice the difference. Okay, and then you can gently
out release. Do whatever you need to do to shake out your shoulders. Maybe you like the big circles, the big swimming movement there, or just fingers on your shoulders, or just roll the shoulders. So it just really depends on, what you're dealing with. And then let's bring the arms up. Inhale, straight arms. And then we're gonna bring the right arm underneath the left. Cross at the elbows. If you're really tight, just reach for your shoulder blades and pull down. That will be enough. Or you can wrap them around and try to get the palms together. So now you're opening up the rhomboids right in the center there. The shoulders get a nice flush. And just hold that for a couple breaths. Pull the shoulders down. And we'll bring a little bit of movement here. So press the elbows away from you and start to curl the upper body up. And then as you exhale, squeeze into the chest and gently round the upper back. Bring your head slightly down. And then we'll do 2 more like that. Inhale up. And then exhale down. And 1 more time. And exhale. Good. Coming back up. Let the arms release, stretch up. And then cross the opposite arm underneath. So it was your left arm, I think, was underneath. So you're just going to switch it. Whichever one you didn't do. It might be different. Maybe this is the side you only reach for the shoulders. Or maybe you can go into the twist. Just hold that for a moment. Breathe. And then start to curl the chest up. Press the elbows forward. On the inhale, reach up. Exhale, round and squeeze down. And 2 more like that. Good, and then release. Arms reach up, inhale. And then bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. Good, let's go into chair pose. So bring your feet hip distance, reach the arms up, and sit the weight back, weight in the heels. If this is tough on the shoulders, bring your hands to the heart. That's perfectly fine. I just want you to familiarize yourself with the chair. Push the knees out like you have a band around your thighs and you're resisting, and then sit a little deeper. Yeah, hands could be here, they could be forward, they could be up, depends on your shoulders. Stay here 1 more breath. And then come all the way up and relax the arms. Feel that blood in your legs. So we're gonna transition into full eagle. This was eagle arms. We're gonna do eagle legs only if you want. If you don't want to, just do chair with eagle arms. Okay, so I'll take you through it step by step. Inhale, stretch the arms up. And sweep the right arm underneath the left. Cross at the elbows. Wrap and twist the best you can. And then sit down into chair. Good, this might be where you stay. If you'd like, you can take your right leg and lift it high up and over the left and cross at the knees and squeeze everything together. Yeah, pick one, even if it's just the eagle arms, just do something. It's gonna be good for you either way. Okay, maybe you can wrap your standing foot around or the top foot around your standing foot. If not, that's okay. Sit down a little deeper, squeeze. Wow. And then release everything. Inhale. And then sweep the left arm under the right. Cross, wrap, and twist. So eagle is good for lymphatic flushing, for your joints. It's amazing. So try to do what you can. Okay, then sit down. Remember, you can just stay there. You can also just stay with the arms. If you're going for full eagle, take your left leg up and over, squeeze at the thighs, squeeze at the knees. Everything is wrapping like wet ropes. Sit down a little deeper, lift your chest up a little higher, breathe for 3. Doesn't matter where you are, it's perfect. 2. And 1, good. Release everything, inhale, stretch up. And then bring the hands to the heart, exhale. So good. Let's take a wide stride. And we're gonna come down to a center stretch. So take your blocks if you need them. And just place them right out in front of you. As you come down, gently lower your upper body. Soften the knees as much as you need to. Sometimes those balancing poses can be a little bit challenging. So when you bring your head down below your heart, it'll help calm down your nervous system. So just take a load off, relax your head, give it a gentle nod, yes and no. And get the whole back line of the body to stretch. Stay here, one more breath. Exhale through the mouth maybe, just softening. Good, and then hands on your hips, come up with nice integrity, press down to rise. Good, and then just heel ball your feet or step your feet in so that they're all the way together. Good, and reach the arms all the way back up again. Interlace the hands and extend through the pointer finger so you're nice and tall. And we're just gonna take these little circles with your fingers like you're trying to make a circle on the ceiling. And your whole body moves as one, not just the arms, but your upper body. The lower body stays nice and solid. And then go the other direction, circle. And maybe your circle is really big. You can go back a little more, forward a little more. Good, and then release the arms, nice and slow. Take your feet out hip distance apart, hands on your hips. And then just circle the upper body all the way around. So you're really moving your hips out, forward, around, and back. Big body circles. And then reverse it. Hips forward, around, and back. And one more big circle. It's amazing how just that feels, right? It feels so good. All right, and then let's step up to the top of your mat. And then let's inhale, stretch the arms up, moving through a little vinyasa. Stretch back a little bit. Exhale, dive forward and down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then we'll exhale, step your right foot back and come down onto the right knee. So take your blanket, maybe cushion up that right knee if you need to. But just like in Warrior 2, everyone, you want to make sure the knee is over the heel and not the toes. So make your adjustments. Using blocks is great. And just lifting up across your chest, getting a nice right hip flexor stretch for 3. One more breath. And then let's come back into half split, hamstring stretch. Flex your toes, lift your chest. So you take the roundness out of your spine. Flex your toes and breathe.
through that low lunge on the inhale. And then back to the hamstring stretch on your exhale, flex your toes. And just take that a few times on your own. Just flowing with your breath. Very good, last one, and then let's all meet into the hamstring stretch. Flex your toes, and then just start to rotate to the inner heel and the outer heel. And your whole leg moves as one. And then let's point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. One more time. And then all the way back through low lunge. Let's take the blocks off to the side. Tabletop position. Circle the hips around if you need to. Just to clear any of that stiffness. And then let's go back into downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift up and back, and hold for 3. 2. And 1. Good. Very gently bring the knees back underneath your sit bones, and then we'll step now the right foot forward. Take your blocks back in, and let your hips, now you're stretching the left quad and hip flexor. Try to draw some length to your spine. Such a good stretch. So needed, right? To balance out all of our activities that we do, like sitting. Is that an activity? Is sitting an activity? And then let's come back into Ardha Hanuman. Flex your toes. Find some length to your spine. Breathe. On your next inhale, come through that low lunge, full inhale, and then your long, complete exhale, go back and flex your toes, straighten your leg, the best you can. Inhale, and exhale. Taking that a couple more times. And then let's all meet back into the half split. Keep those toes nice and bright. And then roll to the inner and outer heel a few times. It's toning that sciatic nerve. And then let's go back to center, flex your toes, and then point your toes. Working through the ankle and the toes, pointing and flexing. Good. And then all the way back through low lunge. Take your blocks off to the side. And then again, we're going to step back into tabletop, hands and knees, and circle. And breathe deeply. Go the other direction. And then let's lower ourselves down onto your belly. And I want to have you bring the arms alongside the body and forehead down. Bend up your right knee and see if you can grab your right toes.
But keep the neck neutral. Just see if you can grab the right toes. If you can't, it's okay. Just bend the knee and just know that you're going to eventually go in that direction. And if you have the foot, pull the heel towards your glutes. Press your pelvis down and pull the heel in, and you'll feel a really nice quad stretch there. And then release that and take the other side. Bend your left knee, reach back for the toes. Pelvis presses down, heel pulls toward your glutes. And then release. Nice. Let's stretch the right arm all the way out to the right. And then let's take our shoulder stretch here. And just keep inviting in that nice, calm, peaceful energy, peaceful breath. Good, and then let's switch sides. Okay, then let's find our way into child's pose, and we'll call this pumpkin pose. Bring your arms alongside the body, forehead down. Let your shoulders roll forward. So you're just this round little pumpkin ball. Okay, and then let's just take a seat and swing your legs around. Give yourself some room to go back. Okay, bend your knees up and then lower as slow as you can. Nice and slow with control. And then once you're down there, just pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little massage side to side. And then let's gather the right knee in. So interlace your fingers below the right knee. Extend your left leg long. Squeeze down into the right hip. And then switch sides. Left knee in, right leg long. Squeeze into the left hip. And then go back to the right one. And this time take the arms away. Just let the arms relax. Your right knee in, your left leg is long, and lift your left leg just a couple of inches off the floor. And then switch sides without the arms. Left knee in, right leg long, hovering. And then again, right, and then again, left, and just keep cycling your legs. Try to keep your low back as flat as you can. That's actually really important. You want the navel to pull back. The back is glued to the mat. Cycling the legs for 3, for 2, and one. Good. Both knees in. That's frog circle. Bring the knees out and around and back together. And then reverse that circle. Good. And then draw your knees together and let your knees drop to the right and reach the left arm out for a twist. Good. And then we'll do the other side, up and over for that twist. Wringing out the organs, wringing out the spine, and calming down the mind. Good, and then coming back, and we'll take a happy baby here. Reach for whatever you can. I always like to remind everyone it's not about reaching the feet. That could seem like a really big job. So just slide the hands down your legs, reach for what you can, and then just pull on the legs to bring your knees towards your armpits. Try to lengthen each vertebra from cervical spine all the way down to the coccyx, getting flatter. More vertebral spacing is what we're working on here. Okay, very nice. Let's take a supported bridge pose. So take your block. And I'd like you just to keep it on the either baby or the second level, so either baby or mama. And then if it feels okay for your back, let your legs just stretch out and relax here in this supported back bend. Just so nice to do, because everything we do in life is the opposite of this. Try to lengthen your exhales now. And if your legs are straight, bend them, place the soles of the feet down. And just take another 3 breaths here in a supported bridge. Very nice. Then as you're ready, we'll start to lift our legs up towards the ceiling, going into a inversion of your choice. So legs could just be right here, hips on a block, or go into plow pose. Lift the hips up and bring your feet over the back of your head. Just please be sure that your neck stays long and you don't put any pressure on the cervical spine. And if you're in plow pose, you can transition into shoulder stand. And those of you that are with me, I'm going to keep my hips on a block. This is considered a supported shoulder stand. So you could always choose to stay right here. And then if you're in shoulder stand, move through plow. And then everybody will meet back with your hips on a block. And take your feet down. Take a moment there. And then let's remove the block. And you can go into fish pose if you'd like, your hands underneath your hips, palms facing down. Extend out through your legs and then lift up the chest. Let your head drop back. If you're not doing this, you can just relax on your back. Because we are all going to meet you there. So let's go ahead and relax now. Open up the arms and legs a little bit wider, kind of like a star. Take up some space. Just find a nice steady flow of your breath. This is still a posture, so you don't want to be checking out and thinking about any future or past events. Just try to stay present, stay aware of what you're feeling and any changes that took place during your practice. We'll stay in observation just for a few more breaths. And then taking your time, bend the knees. You can roll over onto one side and just pause in that fetal position for a few more moments. And then we'll push up into a seated position. So I hope that practice was helpful. I know there were some different things we did today. See how you feel right now in this new awareness in your body. There's a new wisdom. What did you learn about yourself in the practice today? And then let's bring our hands back into the heart. And I just want to thank you all for being here again and practicing with me. Thank you for your patience with my rights and lefts. And just sending you lots of love and a wonderful, relaxing, calming weekend. Enjoy the changes of season. I got my seeds in the ground, so things are already starting to grow, and I just planted them last weekend, so amazing. It's so fun to watch. So I hope you do the same, maybe grow something. Namaste, everyone. Thank you.